Hi guys, as you might already know, my name is Enoch and I go by the Naked Dr. Green. Unlike any other video that you watch on YouTube or on any other platform, in this video I'm going to share with you a more realistic way on how you can fund yourself and your education in the US as an international student with low or no scholarship. And besides, you're not going to need a loan, and even if you will need a loan, it will be something little that to the extent that you can even pay off during your OPT period after completion. And trust me, more than 1 million, as the article says, more than 1 million students moving to the US to study. And guess what? How many of them have rich parents who can fund their 50K fees and 63K fees and even 49K fees? Yet they all move very successfully and they complete successfully and they get jobs successfully, and if they want, they come back, and if they don't want, they stay there. But I know definitely it is up to you and the things that you want to do and the things that you think the Lord wants you to do. But in this video, this is going to be our focus: how you can fund yourself in the US with low or no scholarship. So let's get right into the video. Don't forget to like the video and also hit the subscribe button, and also share it to your friends so that they also will be alleviated of their burdens and they can go fulfill their dreams. All right.
This meeting is being recorded.
There's some dogs in this house. 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 There's some dogs in this house.
I said certified geek. Zoom 7 days a week. Study so hard. Make that circadian rhythm weak. Yeah, you're messing with an online MC. Got an iPad and green screen for this online MT. Giving everything we got for this online MT.
Gotta prep, baby, gotta charge. Videos long and extra hard. Put anatomy right in your face.
2 weeks, and trust me, your 2 weeks payment, even your 2 weeks payment for the minimum, which is using the $15 for the calculation, is enough to even pay for your residence. That's where you $15 per hour, and you are going to pay $250 per month actually. And in 2 weeks, let's see how much money you make in 2 weeks. And just like I said, in 2 weeks, the amount of money that you make is even enough to pay for your 1 month rent, and you get extra money. And it is just for $600, and the $600, they are splitting it apart. That is, my friend is going to pay $300 and her friend is also paying $300. That is for a month. And from our calculations, in 2 weeks you are making $600. That is times 2, that same amount, if provided you don't want to go for the $250, and they don't pay utility bills, so they are just paying $300 each. That is why I said do not convert into your local else it becomes your local currency, because it becomes very big. So actually, let's go with a dollar, because you're going to earn in dollars, and you're going to, and let's see for the whole semester what amount of money that you're going to make. So in a whole semester, that's 4 months. So in 1 month you're making $1,200. In 4 months, multiply $1,200 by 4, and you're going to get $4,800. Man, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. Minimum. Remember, we use the $15 per hour, not the $20 per hour. So that is the minimum, $4,800. For a semester, that is 4 months, 1,600 times 4. You're gonna make $6,400. I know it sounds unrealistic again, but when you calculate from the beginning and you realize that actually we've even taken some out, because I'm using 4 weeks to represent a month, and a day and a week could be, a month could be more than just the 4 weeks. You have some days. So when you subtract 2,490 from the minimum amount of money that you make per semester, you're going to get a balance of $2,310. $2,300 during the vacation. You might not want to work for the vacation, but actually we're going to tackle that in the tuition. We're going to use the money you earn from your summer vacation jobs. You're going to tackle it. You're going to use that in your tuition, because this balance is enough to care for you during the vacation, the summer vacation. So you wouldn't even have to touch the money that you make. Okay, so I'm going to divide this topic into 2 sections. That is, the first section, we're going to talk about how you can fund for yourself. And when I talk about funding for yourself, you're going to tackle on your accommodation, that is your residential fees, and also your feeding fees, and also the other expenses for a whole semester. And let's include the books part. Yeah, you're going to include the books part, and trust me, you're gonna have even balance. Like you're actually gonna have balance after tackling all these expenses. And then we move to the second section. And during the second section, the only thing that we are left with is the main part, that is the tuition. The tuition is normally where the problem comes with. But if you've been able to tackle all these expenses, then your problem has been reduced. Then the only problem is the tuition. And trust me, you're gonna like it. Okay, so let's dive into the first section. The first section talks about funding yourself, yeah, and as I already said, funding yourself tackles your residence, that is where you're gonna stay for a whole semester, the food you're gonna eat for a whole semester, and other expenses, including the books, just like I said, even transportation and other health expenses. And trust me, at the end of the calculation that we do after this section, you're gonna realize that even with the minimum estimation, you're still gonna have a substantial amount, like a balance, yeah, a balance that you use to feed yourself during the vacation, so that the jobs that you take during the summer vacation, you will channel that into reducing your tuition for the following semester. So let's dive right into it. Okay, so here the only thing that I'm going to talk about that will tackle all these expenses aside the tuition is on-campus job. I know some of you might be happy saying, yeah, because your school you have a lot of on-campus jobs. You know, there is a lot of on-campus jobs for international students, and I know some of them are gonna be like, oh no, boy, because you think you don't have on-campus jobs in your school, and it might be difficult getting, just like people say. But actually, there are a lot of tons and tons and tons of jobs, like in every school, every university in the US. It is just that some may not be advertised, and people never know about it. So I'm gonna give you two methods on how you can find on-campus jobs in your school, and this is the only way, I mean, this is the realistic way that I'm talking about that will tackle every tuition, every expenses aside your tuition. We are going to use this to tackle every expenses aside your tuition, so that during the summer vacation, just like I said, the job that you'll be taking will be what you use to fund your tuition, and that will not be the only way you can pay off your tuition. Yeah, there will be ways that you can pay off your tuition for every single semester. So let's come to this first part, that is funding yourself for a whole year, that is a whole academic year. So we're gonna do the calculation based on a semester, and trust me, you're really gonna believe this, and you're really gonna trust that it will really work, because millions of people do this every single year. Millions of people go to study in the US, and how many of them, just like I said in the beginning, how many of them have parents who can afford the 50K tuition that they have to pay? They really fund themselves, and you need a strategy. And this is what I'm going to give you. I'm going to give you all the fruits, the facts. That is why I have the average, I have the minimum, I have the maximum calculation, so that you will know that even with the minimum, you're going to end up with a balance that can cater for all the expenses aside the tuition, and we'll tackle the tuition in the second part. Okay, so the first way you can find on-campus job is by downloading Handshake. Just look for your phone and go to Play Store, look for Handshake. That is HANDSHAKE. And at the same time, if you are using an iPhone, you can also find Handshake on it. It has a red, I think the picture of the app is a red icon. When I say red icon, a red picture with H with dotted, more like writing two eyes with a cross within it, signifying an H, that is hand and shake. Hand and shake, yeah, just like you greet people. Yeah, so just download this app, and when you download the app, you're going to log in with your institution email. Every student of a university, even if the moment you get your admission, you are being given an email that has an extension. That is, it wouldn't be gmail.com, but it ends with something of the school. That is, for instance, like my own, we have blah 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 at mst.edu, something like that. Yeah, that is the email that I'm talking about here. So you're gonna they will need it. Handshake will need that email. You log in with that email. That is, you first choose your school and you log in with that email. And when you log in with that email, it will show you all the jobs available on campus, and even jobs in your communities. If only you like it, you can narrow it down to only your campus. And actually, we are not going to work outside. It isn't advisable to work outside campus. People think it is very good to work off campus because they get a lot of money and all those kind of stuff, but it isn't worth the risk. Trust me. Everybody that I spoke with even before starting this whole process told me this, and I've also realized that it isn't worth it. When you are caught, you'll be deported to Ghana. So we're going to deal with the legal stuff, that is finding jobs off campus, or on campus, sorry. And many people also don't know this. They think finding job on campus only means that you're gonna work like sweeping, scrubbing. No, come on. There are a lot of decent jobs. Remember, you're in university, you're a university student, and actually, yeah, there are a lot of decent jobs. So I'm going to give you a list of centers in your school. I think you would have at least, you would have like 60% of these centers. Yes, these centers that I'm going to mention to you have them in your school, and they all accept students, students who want to work there and that place. And in those centers too, you're going to get a lot of money per hour. Remember, you're being paid per hour. So let's dive right into it. So downloading the Handshake app and logging in with your institution email, you're gonna find a lot of jobs on campus that have been advertised, and you can apply right there. But aside that, I contacted my school. I remember when I was doing this whole process, I contacted my school that I'm logging into my Handshake app and it isn't working. They tell me, yes, it seems I'm really a student of that school, but it is waiting for the institution approval. And my school was like, yeah, it is because my semester hasn't begun. I'm supposed to begin in the fall, and we were in the summer, and I was still in my country. And actually, you could still find a job when the fall semester has begun. That is what they told me. It is because the season of enrollment has not started. We are to go in the fall, and actually I'm asking them in the summer. That is why my Handshake account is still pending approval. So they told me immediately the semester begins, that is when my Handshake app will be active. But they told me in the meantime, they gave me a list of centers that I'm going to mention to you, that these centers you can find jobs there, and actually you can start working there even in the summer, assuming you're in the US now. So here are the centers that you should look for these on-campus jobs. We have the library department, we have the writing center, we have the IT center, and we have the student accessibility and testing center. Also, we have the student involvement center, and we have the admissions, admissions, the admissions. And also we have the student success center. We also have the dining services. I think most of you are aware of it. Like a lot of people who have been there, a lot of people that you have contacted in the US, would tell you that most of them just know about the dining center and the restaurant center, because even if they come from their country to the US, that is the first place they go and look for jobs. So they don't find other jobs, and when you ask them, that is what they tell you. But all these centers that I've mentioned to you, the library center, remember the library center, you could be a librarian, you could be part of those arranging the books, and that you're gonna get a lot of time to do a lot of stuff. And also the writing center, I don't know what a writing center actually is, but actually you know what it is. Yes, you can find out from your school. The writing center, you can find jobs there. And also the IT center, the IT department, the guys, you don't have to be a coder or a software developer or something, but you can do something in IT. Yeah, you can supervise classes and all those kind of stuff. Yes, so the IT center, you can work there. Also the student accessibility and testing centers, I think this makes or explains itself. And also the student involvement center, we have student affairs ambassadors. When international students are coming, you'll be the ones to go for them, and also you will show them around campus. Also, before even the incoming students, you'll be those to speak with them, tell them a lot of stuff they will see in the school, trying to brief them. That is, I think, the student involvement center. And also the admission center, I think it is similar to the student involvement center, something like that. And also we have the student success center. I think this explains itself. The dining services, just like I mentioned. And lastly, just like they said, even some academic departments. So be sure to check out individual departments in your school. And with that is when I bring this back to you. Unlike in Ghana here or in any part of Africa, I don't know, undergrads cannot be teaching assistants, but in the US, in most schools, undergrads can be teaching assistants, just that it depends on the program that you want to be a teaching assistant in. It requires normally your second year or your third year, that is when you can become a teaching assistant, when you have taken some prerequisite courses. But in your case, if you are in my case where you are a transfer student, already you have taken courses in your current university. So even if you go to your university, you just have your transcript, you apply for it, you go to the lecturers and you show them your transcript that you've taken these courses, I'm sure definitely you're going to get a work as a teaching assistant, and trust me, you're gonna get a lot of money out of it. You're gonna pay hourly. Yes, it is just the same. You're gonna be paid hourly, and we'll be talking about how much you're being paid and also the rest. So please take your time. Yeah, take your time. You know. And for graduate students, yes, for graduate students, we have what we call a graduate teaching assistantship. That is very, very unique. Like people who get these jobs normally get their tuition waived. They get their tuition waived, and the only amount of money that they have to spend even a semester or for the whole academic year is just like 5,000. That is just an estimated expense to prove for. But they even spend less than that. You know that, yeah. So let's go to the calculation side. Let's go to the calculation side, and you're really gonna like it. That is where you see that actually there is balance. Like you actually have balance after the semester has ended. You didn't take any loan. At the same time, your parent didn't send you any money, but just from your own campus job, you'll be able to feed yourself. You'll be able to pay for your apartment every month, and also you'll be able to cater for other expenses, your books and all the other stuff except for your tuition. And we'll tackle that. We'll tackle the tuition aspect, and you know how you can pay your tuition per semester. You know, in the US, it is not like in Ghana here that you have to pay all your fees as a go. You choose a payment plan. Yeah, so it depends on the school which payment plan. For my school, I think we have either you pay a semester, and we have other methods too. You choose the payment plan, how you want to pay your fees, and we will tackle that in the second section of this video. So let's dive into the calculation aspect of the first part, funding yourself. Yeah, I'm just so excited that we're gonna do this. But please, I would urge you to go and take a book and a pen, or take a book and a pencil, and let's do these calculations together. Because I'm not gonna voice it out only. I'm going to read from this sheet because I've done every calculation here for the minimum and for the maximum, and this is very realistic. So if you really mean what you want, then you actually everything that you need is in this video, and this is the most crucial part. So please, I will urge you to take a pen, a pencil, and a book so that we can, tackle and alleviate our own burdens. Yeah, so I'm giving it a minute. Yeah. One thing that you should know is, it seems I'm a little dark. Let me come forward. Yeah. So one thing that you should know is that during the semesters, like let's say the spring and the fall, you can only work 20 hours per week, 20 hours per week. Don't say, hey, this place that I'm sitting is where I'm volunteering in a hospital. I'm volunteering in a hospital, and in the hospital, I sit here 8 hours, and I just, even from my first day I came and I spent like 8 hours, and I was like, wow, so I just came to sit here in the morning, and in no time 8 hours just passed away. And here you're not even working 40 hours. That is, if it is 40 hours per week, Monday to Friday, it means every single day you're going to work 8 hours, just like in the summer vacation. But because you're going to study, you are 20 hours per week. And trust me, in the US, you are not stressed like in Ghana, where students do like 11 courses per semester, 10 courses per semester, all of them being 3 credit hours and all those kind of stuff. And you don't even have time for yourself and all those kind of stuff. But in the US, I know even in my school, some people, international students, sometimes if you want to reduce your expenses, you reduce the number of courses you take per semester. And some people take like 3 courses, and they could have like a whole time, like in a whole day, they could go to class, maybe they could spend 9 hours, maybe 3 hours for the 3 classes. And even in the day, they could spend like maybe less than 6 hours, in a day at lectures, and they're gonna have the rest of the day for themselves. And here you have just 20 hours per week, which means every single day from Monday to Friday, you're gonna spend just 4 hours per day. So let's say even if you have a maximum of 6 hours for lectures, then it means you're gonna use 4 hours to work. Some people that I know of, start their work at 7 a.m. Some people start at 8 a.m. So if their class start at 9, they start their work, they do the first 2 hours before their class, that is 7 a.m. They wake up very early, so 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. they start working. Then they are done, 2 hours is gone. They've earned 2 times, what they earn per hour. Then after lectures, let's say they close at 1 p.m., they come back, and from 1 p.m. to 3 p.m. they take the last 2 hours, and they're done for the day. From 3 p.m. going, they're gonna hit the gym, they're gonna eat, they're gonna room with friends, they're gonna do everything that everybody's gonna do. But at the same time, they have secured funding for themselves, and it is just the same strategy, and they'll be able to, cater for themselves throughout the whole semester, except for their tuition, which we'll be talking about in the second section, how you can cater for your tuition Yeah, so it isn't something very cumbersome. Like many people will say that me when I'm going to the US, I'm gonna hustle, and they will not even get your attention and they give up. But what I'm trying to tell you is, do not give up. You can make it, and actually, you're not gonna hustle because you're gonna enjoy. You're gonna hit the gym. You're gonna run with friends. You're gonna do your homework. You're gonna go to lectures, and you will still have a lot of time for yourself, for your personal studies to sleep, and you're just taking 4 hours per day. Before you start your lectures, 7 o'clock to 9 o'clock. You finish your 2 hours. Then maybe you close class at 1 p.m. From 1 o'clock to 3 p.m. you are done with your 4 hours. You do same for Tuesday, you do same for Wednesday, you do same for Thursday. That's part of you. You enjoy life. You are living, in the university. Actually, I know, you see ministers, you see doctors, you see engineers. Every day they are busy with their jobs and all those kind of stuff. And you are in the university, which means you are approaching that kind of life. You are grooming yourself. So it isn't more like in SHS or maybe in elementary school where you're always thinking about having so many free times to play for yourself. Actually, you want to take responsibility of your life. So actually, 4 hours per day, 2 hours before lectures to go and work. Some people, their work is just typing. I see them a lot of times, like just typing, 2 hours, he's done, he's gone, and he gets his money. And after class, they come for the 2 hours, they are done. So let's dive into the calculations. So your maximum work hours is 20 hours per week. Okay, and I'm going to do the calculations. So do it with me. And the average that you earn is $15. Most people normally say from the old videos it is $10 to $20 per hour. Every hour you make like within $10, depending on the job, from $10 to $20 per hour. So let's try the average. The average is what? $15, which means we're going to use $15 as our minimum, and we're going to use $20 to calculate our maximum just for your on-campus job. So for instance, let's take like somebody working in the library department, in the dining services, student involvement services, or the student involvement center, sorry. Let's see how many he makes per semester, how much money he makes per semester, even how much money he makes per week, how much money he makes in 2 weeks. And trust me, your 2 weeks payment, even your 2 weeks payment for the minimum, which is using the $15 for the calculation, is enough to even pay for your residence. That's where you stay off campus. And trust me, and if possible, international students, like, try as much as possible to live off campus than to be on campus. That saves you a lot of money. So with on campus housing, you're going to pay like some people in my school like this. Some people off campus housing, they pay just $250 per month. Don't try and calculate. Actually, you're not going to earn in cities or in naira or in any currency, but you're going to earn in dollars. So it is $250, and you're going to earn, like, let's say, you're earning $15 per hour, and you're going to pay $250 per month for where you are staying actually. And in 2 weeks, let's see how much money you make in 2 weeks. And just like I said, in 2 weeks, the amount of money that you make is even enough to pay for your 1 month rent, and you get extra money and you use them for other things. So at the end of the month, it means you have 2 times what you have to pay for where you are living, and also you're going to have a balance. So let's say you have 3 times what you have to pay for a month, and you're going to have enough money to fund for yourself. So let's do the calculations. So in a day, when you work 4 hours and you earn $15 per hour, you're going to make $60 in a single day. That is the minimum. So the minimum amount of money that you can make from your own campus job in a single day is $60. And in a week, we're going to multiply it by 5. That is Monday to Friday. So $60 times 5, you make $300. And in 2 weeks, you make $600. And remember, I talked about the expenses and the residence. That is the residence. I told you, and in my school, we have as low as even $250, yes, and even $200 like per month. And that one, and in those kind of housing, you're gonna pay utility bills, and utility bills is just, it covers your internet connection, your water, the sewage, like your light bill, everything. And that one you're gonna pay a total of just like sometimes $80. I asked them, and they are like, most people who live in those apartments, they are like, they pay $80 for the utility bill. So just add the $80 to the $250, and that is gonna be like 330. And I have a friend, she's also going to Missouri University of Science and Technology, and she is moving in with an Indian friend. So they rented an apartment. It's more like a flat, like a 2-bedroom flat. They all have their bedrooms. They have their washrooms, personal washrooms, and everything. And they only share the kitchen and also the living room where they're gonna play a TV and all those kind of stuff. But you can keep that in your room. It is a very fully finished. I'm gonna put a picture somewhere here. Okay, just like you can see it. Yeah. So, and it is just for $600. And the $600, they are splitting it apart. That is, my friend is gonna pay $300, and her friend is also paying $300. That is for a month. And from our calculations, in 2 weeks, you're making $600. That is times 2, that same amount. If provided you don't want to go for the $250, and they don't pay utility bills, so they are just paying $300 each for a whole month. But in 2 weeks, they are making $600. That is times 2 that amount of money. You see, which means their 2 months, their 2 weeks pay is even 2 times the residential fees. You know, that is why I said do not convert into your local else it becomes your local currency, because it becomes very big. So actually, let's go with a dollar, because you're going to earn in dollars and you're going to pay in dollars. Except maybe you want to receive money from home. That is when you can do your calculation. But here we are talking about you funding yourself in the US. So actually, do not make the calculations. You're going to earn in dollars and you're going to pay in dollars. Yeah. So I've proven to you that your 2 weeks salary, or whatever you call it, or wage, is enough to pay even can pay 2 months. Yes, it can pay 2 months. That is, the 2 week salary alone is more than is 2 times what you must pay for your residence in a month. So you're gonna pay monthly when you're living off campus. You pay monthly. Yeah. And in 4 weeks, so if you're making $600 in 2 weeks, in 4 weeks you're gonna make $1,200. Do your calculations. In 4 weeks, that is, multiply 600 by 4. You're gonna make $1,200. That's in every month. 4 weeks, we say every month. So in 4 weeks, you're gonna make $1,200. And actually, sometimes a month is more than the 4 weeks. You have some days that you even add up to it. Yeah. So on an average, like, let's just use the 4 weeks. You make $1,200 per month. And let's see for the whole semester what amount of money that you're gonna make. Yeah, so in a whole semester, that's 4 months. So in 1 month, you're making $1,200. In 4 months, multiply $1,200 by 4, and you're gonna get $4,800. Man, I'm not joking. I'm not joking. You did the calculation yourself, and I know when the money is very small, it sounds realistic, but when it becomes big, it sounds unrealistic. But actually, do your calculations, and you're gonna realize that actually it is realistic. So in 4 months, that is a semester, you're gonna make $4,800 minimum. Remember, we use the $15 per hour, not the $20 per hour. So that is the minimum, $4,800 per semester. That is the amount of money you make, the minimum amount of money you make from all off-campus. Yes, from on-campus job. Yeah, so $4,800, the minimum amount of money you make, like, from your on-campus job. We will talk about the expenses. The expenses is not very huge. The expenses per semester is just like $2,490. You see that kind of thing. So subtract 2,490 from 4,800. It means even if you are earning like $15 per hour, that's the minimum, and you do the calculation, you find out that the expenses is for a semester will even be, aside the tuition, will be 2,490. And when you subtract it, you're gonna have a balance of almost half of what you made. Yeah. So let's go to the $30. That is $20. That is the maximum that you can earn from on-campus jobs. That is $20 per hour. So let's move very fast. So in a day, that is 4 hours. You are making 4 hours. Yeah. So 4 hours times $20. You're gonna make $80 per day. So every single day, you're gonna make $80. And in 1 week, that is 80 times 5. You're gonna make $400 every week. You're gonna make $400 from your on-campus jobs using the $20. That is the maximum. And in a month, I'm gonna jump. You can do the calculation yourself. In a month, you make $1,600 per month. Actually, this is very true. It is because the time is moving. You know, like the video is becoming long. That is why I want to move very fast. So you're gonna make $1,600 per month. $1,600 per month from on-campus jobs. Man, you don't have to give up. If I were you, I would never give up. Yeah. So for a semester, that is 4 months, $1,600 times 4. You're gonna make $6,400. I know it sounds unrealistic again, but when you calculate from the beginning and you realize that actually we've even taken some out because I'm using 4 weeks to represent a month, and a day and a week could be, I'm sorry, a month could be more than just the 4 weeks. You have some days in a row, and a semester would be like 4 months. So I'm just using just four. That is 4 weeks. 4 weeks times four to multiply 1,600. So 4 months, 1,600. Sorry, 1,600 is what you make in a month. So in 4 months, you're gonna make 1,600 times four, which is $6,400. Now let's go to the expenses. So I've given you the minimum, which is $2,310, and the maximum, which is 3,910. Oh, sorry. Come on. I mean the maximum that you make is $6,400 per semester. Per semester you make $6,400, and for the minimum that you can make per semester from your on-campus job is $4,800. Now let's move to the expenses. So just like I talk about how much you spend on the residence, let's use the average. So I'm going to strike the average. Let's use we're going to use $300. Let's use $300 just like my friends. You know, they don't pay utility bills. And actually my apartment, before I proceeded with the visa, I made a friend look for an apartment for me, and he was like, he stayed there to do his masters. During his masters, that was the room that he was in, and he wants a lot of privacy, so he went to rent that apartment, and it cost him just $420 per month. And just like I said, with the minimum you make $600 in 2 weeks, and for the maximum you make, that is when you earn $20 per hour, you make $800 in 2 weeks, which means $420 for your residence for a whole month. It means in 2 weeks I'm able to pay even the whole month, yes, and the rest that I'm going to earn in the next 2 weeks is even enough to cater for myself, other expenses, yeah. We're going to talk about the expenses very soon. So let's go to the expenses actually. So this is statistics from my estimated expense and from the internet, yeah. So books, the expenses that you're going to make within that whole semester, let's do it and subtract it from the salary, that what you're going to earn from the minimum and from the maximum, and you will know if there is going to be a balance even after the semester, if you're going to have money after the end of the semester. At the end of the semester, sorry. So in books, when I checked, in a whole year, like in a whole academic year, the books cost $690, the books that you're going to use. And remember, I'm a science student, so I need more books. I may need more books more than any other people. But sorry, I don't know of other programs, but science students actually, we need a lot of books. And the books and other expenses, books cost $690 for the whole academic year. So in your second year, or in your first year, or in your third year, the books that you're going to spend for the whole academic year, the money you're going to spend on books for the whole academic year is estimated. That is, we've estimated it extravagantly so that it covers those who would need extra books, those who need more books, something like that. Yes, estimation is done in a way that will not bring inconveniences. That is why they do it extravagantly. Shall I say extravagant? Whatever it is, I know you can explain, you can understand. So books, you spend $690 for the whole academic year, but remember we are doing our calculation on semester basis, so divide 690 by 2. So on books you are spending actually $345 per the semester. Then the average residence cost, just like I said, per month, $300 per month, multiplied by 4, that's $1,200, which means for the whole semester you spend $345 on books, $1,200 on your residence. Do not convert, you're going to earn in dollars. And for the food, you're going to spend on an average, they gave a range which was $630 to $1,260, depending on the state that you are in and depending on how you also eat. International student, you want to eat like, come on, you're going to reduce the amount of food that you take in. You're not in Africa. I'm sorry, that was just by the way. So the food, when I stroke the average, is going to be $945. So $945 plus $1,200 for your residence plus $345 for your books, your transportation. You have friends that will take you around. Yes, especially in my school like this, people are very good. Even before like getting my visa and all those stuff, we had a lot of like how do we call it? Like uh, international students section. Yeah, you understand me? Like we have a lot of and even those who were talking with us were student ambassadors, and that is one of the on-campus jobs that you can find, and they are paid per hour. So we have Nigerian guys, we had Ghanaians, we have other people from other countries, international students speak with us like through Zoom. Yeah, so we're having a lot of Zoom meetings. They were telling us like you don't even need a car, you don't need money to buy a car because when you're going anywhere, both the blacks and the white friends in the US, like, they are very good. You just call your friend, like, can you take me to this place? And they'll be there. They will just take you around. And yeah, so, transportation, but there will still be a balance, I told you. So if you need transportation, you can still tap into your balance and you can use it. And for other expenses, in case you fall sick, you can take it from your balance. So before we get to the balance side, let us add all the expenses that we calculated, and then let's subtract from the money that you make from the minimum and from the maximum. So the books per semester is $345. The average residence cost, that is when you rent an apartment, which is $300. Let's multiply by 4,200. So 345 for books per semester, 1,200 for average residence cost, and $945 for food. So the total is going to be 2,490. And remember, the amount of money you make per semester, that is the 2,490 is your expenses for the whole semester. We are not talking about the tuition here, all other expenses. So you're going to spend like 2,490, including your food, where you're going to sleep, your books, and all the other expenses. $2,490 for the whole semester. And from on-campus jobs, the minimum amount of money that you earn is $4,800. So when you subtract 2,490 from the minimum amount of money that you make per semester, you're gonna get a balance of $2,310. $2,310. This is enough to take care of you during the vacation. So you may relax. If I were you, I'm not gonna work. Did I say I'm not gonna work? Yes. You're not gonna work for during the vacation. You might not want to work for the vacation, but actually we're gonna tackle that in the tuition. We're gonna use the money you earn from your summer vacation jobs. You're gonna tackle it. You're gonna use that in your tuition because this balance is enough to care for you during the vacation, the summer vacation. So you wouldn't even have to touch the money that you make during the summer vacation. And that one, remember, you're not gonna make $20. It ranges from, I think, $25 per hour, $25 to $30 per hour, and you're going to work 8 hours a day, which means it's even double it up. It is more than double, like 2 times what you make during the spring and fall semester during the regular school hours. Yes, and let's subtract the same cost, 2,490 from the maximum, which is when you earn $20 per hour from on-campus jobs. So you're going to subtract 2,490 from the $6,400, and we're gonna have a balance of 3,910. Just like I explained, this is going to be your balance, $3,910 even after the semester. Remember, you don't have scholarship. Your scholarship, even if you have a scholarship, it's going to take care of your tuition, and the rest of the method that I'm going to give to you about the tuition, it means your scholarship will take part of the tuition and you'll be left with something small, and your summer jobs and the rest of the methods I'm going to give to you will tackle the tuition. That is why I told you this video will actually alleviate your suffering. It is a gift from God to you, so you're going to have to take it seriously. If you didn't grab whatever I said, then please move it back and change the speed and listen to it slowly. Yeah, maybe put it on a speed of 0.5 times. Yeah, something like that. Let's move on, please. Let's move on. Yeah, so your balance is gonna be $3,910 maximum, and also for the minimum, you're gonna make $2,310. Actually, you worked for it. It is not a gift. You worked for it. Because you are in a country where the system is actually working. That is why you earn what you deserve. You earn what you deserve. So you're gonna have $2,310 after the semester. It's gonna be in your pocket. So we are done for tackling, yeah, we are done for tackling how you can find yourself as a human, So when we want to talk about it as find yourself during your for your education, God, what am I talking about? I mean, when I divided the video into two parts: finding yourself as a human and finding your education. Finding your education, we talk about only the tuition, which will be in the second section. We're going to talk about it. And that one I'm going to make it very snappy because we will spend a lot of time in this video. It's almost 30 minutes now, or maybe more than 30 minutes. So finding yourself, we've tackled it now. And now you know you're going to have a balance of minimum 2,310 after all your expenses. And you're going to have also a balance of $3,910 after the end of the semester. At the end of the semester, that is going to be your balance. After all expenses, that is the maximum. So let's move on to the next section.